Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming today. If you've just come into the room, again, I remind you just to put your cell phones on silent for me. Good day to all of you who've tuned in live around the country with us today. It's exciting to have so many people watching us every day. Every time we finish one of these presentations, I run back to YouTube to see how many people have watched, and I'll tell you that number grows on a daily basis. It's so exciting what's happening here at DuePoint. And if it is your first time here at DuePoint today, I hope that at the end of this presentation, the next 45 minutes or so, I can impart with you some of the enthusiasm and excitement we have for what we're doing here at DuePoint. To start with, ladies and gentlemen, DuePoint is a division of Constantia Insurance Company Limited. We're a licensed and listed life and short-term insurance company. You can find us on the JSE under Conduit Capital. You can go and look us up on the FSB's website for licenses. And of course, you'll find all of our associations out there. Direct Selling Association, Direct Marketing Association. We're everywhere and all. We've been around since 1952. We're 66 years old this year, so this is not a new company. We're not a startup business. This might be a new division. When I say a new division, we're actually heading into our third year now, so we're not really that new anymore, but you might not have heard of us. But Constantia, we want you to go away and be comfortable knowing who you're dealing with here today. We are also an authorized and registered financial services provider, obviously, as a licensed insurance company. There's our FSP number. Take it to heart. Go and see all of our licenses outside next to the front door on the way out. Know who you're dealing with here this morning. Right, that gets me to the team here. The team, I've said before, we're a motley crew. We've got all the requisite skills and degrees and experience that one would expect to find in an insurance company, but that's not really why we show you who we are. The primary objective is to indicate to you that we're all right here. This is a South African company, homegrown, home-designed for South Africans in the context that we live in today. We're all aware of the things that kind of fly in and fly out of South Africa constantly, promising the world and then leaving. Well, you can never find them. Us, you can always find. Right here in these offices, Monday through Saturday, you're going to be able to find us here. You can pick up a call our client service team, drop us an email. You know who and where we are. And this is important because it is us that are going to be working with you very closely in the DuePoint system. If you choose to join us at the end of today, you're going to get to know us very well. And so we want you to get to know us and to be comfortable with us. In the corner over there is Brendan Benfield. That's me. I'm the senior executive and founder of this division. Next to me is Tim. Tim's our banking and compliance expert. He works closely with Stacy, who also is a chartered accountant and assists him with our financial side of the business. We've got Jane. She's our specialist direct selling expert. And then we've got Rob over here. Rob is our design guy. Everything that you see, feel, and touch in this business has been designed by him. He spent 20 years in the industry focused on the marketing of financial services companies. So like I said, we've got all the skills, but what we want you to be assured of, to be comfortable with, is that we're here. You can find us at any point in time. Folks, what is it that we do here at DuePoint? Well, it's pretty simple. We have two objectives. Our primary objective, I'm going to test you on it a little bit later. You've got to remember our primary objective at DuePoint, the very reason for the existence of this division, is that we hope and wish and are aiming towards putting into the hands of South Africans a tool they can use to create reliable, recurring, and stable income. That is our primary objective. We live in a country right now, we in fact live in a world right now, where we do not have control over our income as individuals. This is something that I'm happy to debate with anybody. You know, as full-time employees, that you cannot dictate how much you're going to earn. You cannot tell anybody what your increase is going to be at the end of the year, what bonus you're going to get. You can't even tell someone if you're going to remain employed or not. Tomorrow morning, you can get a letter of retrenchment. This is the world that we live in. And when you do get a job, and that's quite rare in the South African context, someone will tell you how much you're going to earn when you start that job. You don't get to walk into the job and say, this is how much I want. I often challenge people in these presentations. I want you to go back to your boss and say, I want an increase every month going forward. And then I want you to come back and tell me how that conversation went. An increase every month. You have no control over your income. You also have no control over the economy that you live in. Right now, what do we see? We see an economy that's completely out of control. It is symptomatic of what's happening globally, so we're not alone in this. The whole world is in a bit of a mess at the moment, but in South Africa particularly, where we are stuck, every day there's something new happening in the news that means that our economy is going to take another blow, doesn't it? If it's not people storming the walls of UNISA, it's people burning down buildings and raiding shopping centers, and what does that do? For they hold up the banner of, this is good for us. But what does it actually do? It means less jobs, less businesses, less growth in our economy. And that drives our prices up. Every year we're seeing our prices go up. You can see it. They tell us inflation is about 6%. Is it really 6%? I think it's probably 20%. I think at one point they admitted it was about 17, but I think 20%. Go and look at the food on the shelves. There's less and less of it, I've noticed, particularly this year. As I've come back in January, I've been to the shops once or twice, and I've gone, there's nothing here. Where is all the stock? And they've gone, we're not restocking. 2017 was a bad year. But the prices of the stuff on the shelves has all gone up. It's all gone up. Have we got any control over that? No, we don't. We don't have any control. We want to put you back in the controlling seat. We want to give you a tool that allows you to control your income. If we can do that, we can start eliminating circumstances in our lives that are forced on us, like debt. Because we don't control our income, because we don't control our economy, we're forced to borrow money all the time in every possible facet of our lives. We want to fix that with this tool. Our second objective at DuePoint, folks, is that we want to create a 21st century insurance company that connects its customers directly to the heart of our business. We want you in touch with us 24 hours a day, anywhere in the world. And we've put these two objectives together to create what we call the DuePoint system. The DuePoint system allows you, as an individual in South Africa, to contract with us as what we call a wealth engineer. Wealth engineers have one task, just one. The task of connecting individuals to us, not selling, not marketing, not advertising, none of these things from the 19th and 20th centuries. No, we want you just to connect individuals to us. As you do that, you create new channels of distribution for us into which we can come as DuePoint and facilitate the purchase of our products. When that happens, we create revenue, and when we create revenue, we're able to create that extra recurring income I was talking about in your hands. This is a foundational piece of our system. We do not create income that's here today and gone tomorrow. We don't sell trinkets and goodies here where you have to run to your friends every month and hope that they will buy it again, run and get more stock, keep it in your fridge at home, and then keep it. And every month you have to keep doing it, and the month you can't do it because your circumstances have changed, your income drops through the floor. At DuePoint, your circumstances do not dictate the generation of your income. Ours are all financial services products. They run on automatic debit order systems, which means that whether you're lying in hospital or on the beach, the debit order raises. And when it raises and is collected, your income flows. This is critical in us distinguishing ourselves from the past and in creating a new system that works for us in the future. Folks, we then layer that system with the ability for you to duplicate yourself in others. We want you to now become almost like bosses. Bosses are able to leverage themselves in others. Others come in, they work their 8 hours, they get their fixed pay, but the boss is able to leverage many individuals in the creation of his income. At DuePoint, we've built that into the system. You are able to create entire channels, we call them, of individuals that work with you towards your success. As they start succeeding, you succeed. As you succeed, they succeed. This is a completely different set of circumstances to the ones that you find yourself in full-time employment. But this is not an employment opportunity, and that's something you've got to understand. We're not hiring you here. We're not recruiting. We're not sponsoring. Again, these are things that might have happened last century. They're not happening at DuePoint in this century. This is a tool that we put in your hands, and you get to decide how you're going to use it. Some of you got lots of time and energy. You'll put lots of time and energy into the tool. That's fine. Some of you will build slowly, using the tool only on occasion. That's fine. It's your tool. You're completely independent of us here at DuePoint. Now, there's no risk at all in becoming a wealth engineer. We have worked hard in trying to eliminate financial loss in our system. This is the thing that everybody keeps falling into in South Africa. We keep falling into the trap of losing our money to the things that fly in, take our money and fly out from South Africa all the time. No, folks. At DuePoint, we've designed a system where there are no startup costs, no starter kits, no starter manuals, no monthly fees, no application form fees. No fees at all to be a part of the DuePoint system. By simply being a product owner at DuePoint, you're automatically a wealth engineer with no premium added to the price of your product. It also does not require any specific education or experience. Remember, you're not selling. You're not representatives, you're not brokers, you're not advisors, you're not intermediaries. You're none of these things. And therefore, everyone in South Africa can get involved in the DuePoint system with us. to build real assets. That's what we're doing. Because we've changed the systems of the past and we now create recurring, reliable, stable income, you now have a channel that is an asset. It can be priced, it can be sold, it can be transferred, and when you pass away one day, you're going to hand it over to your children. They are then going to earn off the income that you created during your lifetime. We call it generational legacy. That is what we're trying to create here at DuePoint. Something, an asset, that can be handed over generation from generation from generation. That's what we're building here at DuePoint. Now, the system we have created is a system of complete convenience for you. We know all the things that you hate about network marketing. Selling to start with. Products that you have to stock and keep in your boots and stuff. Presentations that you have to make. You have to learn how to sell the products, what they do, how they work. All that. None of that applies in the DuePoint system. We've eliminated all of it. All the things you're embarrassed about. All the things that were tedious and hard work are gone in the DuePoint system. In our system, Rob and I are the only two people that do presentations, and everything else is at your fingertips with our technology. It is a system of convenience, and you're left with one task, the task of connecting people to DuePoint. Now, how do you connect people to DuePoint? Well, there's 4 ways, only 4 ways of doing this. The first is you go to our information counter after this and you pick up one of our USB sticks. It's 170 Rand. It's got the presentation on it as well as a whole lot of stuff you can use to get started in this business. Plug it into a smart TV or computer and there we are doing the presentation for you. The second way, if you live in Gauteng and you can bring people here, we present out of this auditorium Monday through Saturdays. Night times, lunch times, mornings. We're here doing the presentation live for you. If you go to our website or you look on our smartphone app, you'll find what time we are presenting, and you can find a time that's convenient for you and bring your people here. And then the third way, the number one and most important way of connecting people to DuePoint is through our YouTube channel. You go and search DuePoint channel on YouTube, and you are going to find every presentation we ever made. Every presentation we ever made on that channel. You can go find your favorite ones. I was talking to one of our wealth engineers now. He says he goes back to some of the old ones all the time to find the bits he enjoys the most. And all you've got to do is learn how to click the play button. Shouldn't take you more than 30 seconds to learn how to click the play button. And that's all you have to do. And everybody who joins you in your channel, the only thing you have to teach them is how to click the play button. And if you can click the play button 24 hours a day, anywhere in the country, you've got Rob and I, fresh, full makeup, ready to go for you. Now, we just launched yesterday, Wealth Engineers, we just launched yesterday 2 brand new 2018 introduction presentations, 20 minutes and less. So they're sort of our short ones for you to be able to use easily. They're on the channel. I hope you've seen them. I hope you're using them. Rob and I have a competition to finally see who's more popular. So you know who to vote for by watching my video, don't you? All right. But you've got both choices now. If you prefer Rob, you've got Rob's. If you prefer, they're there. They'll be on the website in the next day or 2 as well. So that's all on our YouTube channel. Folks, the fourth way of connecting people to us is through our live streams. Every day that we do a presentation, we broadcast it live across the country. If you're at work, if you're at home, if you're in a coffee shop, you just click play and we're live in the room with you. Bring your friends around you, bring your acquaintances around, gather around a computer, gather around a tablet or your phone, and we're there live in your presence. 4 ways to connect, a system of complete convenience for you. As you connect people, some of the people you connect are going to catch the vision. They're going to want to become wealth engineers. When they do, we allocate them to you and your channel is born. These folk go out, they do the same thing. They're going to connect people to us. Some are going to want to become wealth engineers. Again, we're going to allocate them to you. This process repeats itself over and over again as your channel develops and grows throughout the country. Having developed a new channel for us, as DuePoint, we come along then, and we facilitate the purchase of our products throughout your channel, and your income is born. Now, what's very important to note about DuePoint, folks, and I know it's a disappointing fact, but DuePoint is not a get-rich-quick scheme. No, we are very genuine. As a listed and regulated entity in the South African economy, we don't get to pull fast ones. We don't. This is a genuine income earning opportunity that we have created and presented in front of the regulators of South Africa. But like everything that's genuine, there's a price to pay. The price here, fortunately, is not money. You're not going to lose tens of thousands of rands like you do with many of these other things that seem to come and go in South Africa. No, you're going to pay with time. Time is the fee you pay for being a wealth engineer at DuePoint. We convert time into money here at DuePoint. And the more time and persistence and effort and thought you put into the growth of your channel, the more money we are able to create with you here at DuePoint. And so if you're unwilling to put the time in because you want to be rich now, I'm going to just refer you to Facebook. I'm sure there's hundreds of things you could go and look on Facebook that promise you money overnight. But if you want the real deal, life-changing, sustainable, and reliable income, that's what we do here. And we do it in two ways. The first way we do it is through our returns program. Our returns program pays you R27.50 for every product payment made every month via our debit order system, multiplied by a factor of where in your channel the payment was made. Sounds a bit complicated, but it's very simple. This is how it works. You go out, you find a few friends. They decide to become wealth engineers, they join us, they pay for their products, and you get R27.50 multiplied by 200% for the people you've directly introduced to this business. R55 per product, not per person, per product. Which means that if any of these people take more than one product with us, you get R55 multiplied by the number of products they have every month that they pay for those products. This is 21st century money. These folk go out, they talk to a few more people, some become wealth engineers, pay for their products again, you get R27.50 multiplied by 200%, R55 again. In this particular example, you've been here for 5 minutes, there's a handful of people in your channel, and you are earning just under R1,000 a month. It's not money that's going to change your life, but it's money you will feel almost immediately through the DuePoint system. Now, you keep building your channel, applying time and persistency to it, and you continue to earn, but on a diminishing basis down to the 8th point. But there is no limit to your potential here at DuePoint. From the 8th point on, as long as you qualify to earn, and you can go and see how to qualify to earn on our YouTube channel, you will always earn 4% of R27.50 for every point in the channel that you make. This is how, again, we're going to make that generational legacy. You're going to build a channel that's 20 points big. You're going to hand it over to your children. They're going to build it to 50 points. They may hand it over to your grandchildren who build it to 75 points. As long as they qualify, they will earn on every product payment 4% of R27.50 from the 8th point onwards. Now, how does this translate into rands and cents? Okay, that question is asked often of us. It's difficult to answer because each of you has a different set of circumstances. Some of you have lots of time. Some of you have no time. Some of you have a great network of friends. Some of you know no one. Okay, all of you will grow at a different rate, and so to answer that question is difficult. So we took 20 years of data, we crunched the numbers, and we came up with what we believe is a reasonable growth formula. If you're going to join us, you have to grow. How will you grow? Well, we believe this is a conservative estimate that you can use as a set of milestones in your journey with us here at DuePoint. We call it the 3+2 growth formula. It says in your first month with us, you've got to put 3 people on your first point. You've got to put 3 people on your first point. Every month thereafter, you've got to put 2 people on your first point. That's 1 every 2 weeks on average. This is not a big ask. 2 people a month, I think you can do it. But you've got to do it every month. This is where the time and the persistency comes in. If you're able to persist and do that, and we put all of our maths in, lapses, cancellation rates, etc., we believe that after 6 months of doing that, you should expect to be around about R2,500 a month. That's not once off. That's R30,000 a year you have now created and have added to your household income. None of you are going to quit your jobs to do this. This is hobby income. This is income you make on the side. You're going to pick this tool up and you're going to use it in your spare time. You're going to convert that TV watching time now into money generation time. And after 6 months, we believe that you will be consistently and reasonably earning around R2,500 a month. If you can push through to a year with us, 12 months, that's this time next year, we reckon you'll be on and can reasonably expect to be on around R9,000 to R10,000 a month. That's R120,000 a year that you've now added to your household income. Few people are going to get a R10,000 raise this year. Few people. But you're in a position now where you can engineer a R10,000 raise for yourself. You see where my question is, go and ask your boss for a raise every month? You are now able to ask yourself for a raise every month. It now comes down to whether you're willing to put the time and effort in to build it. But if you can, within a year, we reckon you'll be on about R10,000 a month. If you can do 2 years with us, we reckon you'll be on about R27,000 to R30,000 a month. R360,000 a year. Few people I know even ever get to R27,000 to R30,000 a month. Very few people in the South African context will get to that number. We reckon 2 years of hard labor at DuePoint. 2 years of hard labor. Plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. Not putting 2 people in and then waiting for a miracle. No, every month you are responsible for adding your 2 people. And if you can do that, the maths tells us that on average, you should reasonably be able to expect that in our returns program. Can you do 3 years with us? Because if you can do 3 years with us, we reckon you'll be on about 45 to 50,000 Rand a month. If you can do 4 years with us, that'll jump to 60 to 65,000 Rand a month, 720,000 Rand a year. And if you can do half a decade with us, we reckon you'll be on about 80 to 100,000 Rand a month. 80 to 100,000 Rand a month, that's $1,000,000 Rand a year. It's taken you 5 years, not 5 weeks, not 5 days, not 5 months. It's taken you 5 years. So I get 2 responses to this. Some people say to me that's too slow. In fact, most people will complain that it takes too long. Facebook has promised them faster or something like that. Folks, no, this is genuine income. And genuine income takes time. Like your careers, like if you built a business for yourself, none of you expected to be earning 100,000 Rand in 3 months when you started your first career. But somehow you think that because Facebook promised it to you, that that's what you should expect here. No, folks, this is real, stable income. How many years have you spent in your employment so far? 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years? How come you're still happy to go back there every day? If you're unhappy to wait 5 years to get to 100,000, but you'll go back every day for your salary there. We've got to start making some different decisions. Other people say it's just maths, it doesn't really work out. Well, fantastically, it has worked out, so that came as a great relief to us. We have people earning over the 83,000 mark already, and we're only 2 years old at the end of this month as a division. Okay? So that means that you can make this, you can get to here in 2 years if you want. I just try to be conservative. And I believe in these milestones. But let's look at it on the ground. Every month we pull up a bunch of people from around the country. Some doing well, some medium, some slow, and we show you what they're doing. I can't show you the majority of people, though, because the majority of people, as you know, do the 0 plus 0 growth rate formula. There's nothing I can do about that. I said to the guys, just look around you, you'll see most of them, because they'll be gone tomorrow. That's just the statistics around us. Are you willing to be the ones that change your lives? Here's Nick and Shani. Nick and Shani were here last month, stood on the stage. They've been with us for a year. They've been working away hard at this. They're full-time parents, full-time workers. Full-time workers. Okay, they don't have time for this business, but they're creating hobby income for themselves. They're up to 48,000 Rand a year. 48,000 Rand a year. That could get you a great holiday once a year, couldn't it? Hey, could you squeeze a holiday into 50 grand a year? They're going to do that. They've done that in 12 months. In the next 12 months, that could be 8. It could be 12,000 Rand a month that they'll be on if they continue. Then we've got Jack Delamo from Witbank. He spent about 10 months with us when we pulled these numbers. In 10 months, he made an income for himself of 8,000 Rand a month in 10 months. Now, my math said 12 months to 9 to 10, didn't I? 12 months to 9 to 10,000. He's 2 months off. I reckon he's going to hit it. In fact, I must go pull his report because it's been 12 months now. I'm pretty sure he's on it. We see him all the time, very active. 12 months to 10,000 Rand a month. Then we've got Don Landon down in PE. Shout out to all the guys down in the Eastern Cape. Guys, 6 months. He joined us in December, did nothing until June. June got stuck in 6 months. He created an income or channel worth 11,000 Rand a month. 11,000 in 6 months. That's meant to take you a year. He did it in 6 months. Then we got Mola Lotsana up here from Bloemfontein. Joined us about 7 months ago. In 7 months, she created a channel worth 11,000. When I last looked at her channel, it's now worth 25,000. 25,000. It's completely up to you. But again, I say, every one of you has a different set of circumstances. So don't look at these people and make them your goal, and when you're not keeping up with them, you quit. No, all of you will have different amounts of time, different networks, and different circumstances to your lives. But the wonderful thing about DuePoint is there are no deadlines. There's no timelines on anything that we do. You will find no timelines and deadlines. You can take the next 10 years to get to here. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. The tool is yours. You use it as and when you want to. Now, you can go and see a whole host of other people that have been on this stage talking about how they use the DuePoint system on our YouTube channel. Some a couple hundred Rand a month, others a couple thousand, some tens of thousands that they're earning through the DuePoint returns program. Go watch their testimonies and see how they are using this tool at DuePoint. Then the second way we earn at DuePoint, the second way we reward you is through our XP Rewards program. It's our training program. We teach you from beginner to expert how to build this business. From beginner to expert. Through a series of steps. We hold your hand. And as you complete the steps, we give you what are called experience points. They're points that recognize your progress in the DuePoint system, your maturity with us here. They're not worth any rands and cents. They're just a measure. But as you get more experience, naturally your channel's going to grow. And when you meet the criteria of experience and channel size, we rank you up in our training program. And when we rank you up, we reward you. In the beginning with a little bit of cash. As you get a little bit bigger, the cash gets a little bit bigger. As you get really serious with this business, well, so does the cash get really serious with this business. Then at rank 5, we start to reward you with tools. Tools we know that are going to help you grow your channels here at DuePoint. The first one is at rank 5. You get an imported lightning memory stick from the US, plugs into every single electronic device in South Africa, filled with our presentations, downloads, tools, testimonies, everything you need to connect people to DuePoint with. At rank 7, we give you your own set of imported business cards worth 12,500 rand. 12,500 rand, gold gilded, gold printed, imported cards. When you've got these in your hands, you will be surprised at how people want to connect to this business. If you want to see a set of a 12,500 rand set of cards, go and have a look in our glass cabinet, or ask some of the folk that are here today to show you theirs. They won't let you touch them, but you can see them. Then at rank 9, as long as you maintain your channel size, as long as you do, every year that you maintain your channel size, we take you and your family away. You and your family. Okay? These are things people don't believe us, but we've already done it. So now you can go and watch the videos. You and your family, we take you away on a 1-week holiday, 5-star business class air tickets, all expenses paid. And when we say all expenses paid, we mean it. You don't have to pay the airport tax on the tickets. You don't have to transfer yourself to the airport. You don't have to do anything. All of that is covered in our rank 9 trip. But don't get too excited. None of you are rank 9. You're all rank 0, as far as I can see. That's a long way to rank 9. You're going to have to be consistent and persistent in your growth towards rank 9. You've got the whole year. We go every year, but we're going again in December. So you've got about 11 months. 11 months to get yourself to rank 9. It's totally doable. Our record is 5 months. Someone's got themselves to rank 9 in 5 months. You can do it in any time. Depends on your circumstances. Is it hard? You betcha. You betcha. You think this business is easy? No. You're dealing with people. People are very disappointing creatures. Very. But there's 51 million of them in South Africa, so you get 51 million tries. 51. Do not quit after the first 10. Do not quit after the first 20. You haven't even touched the surface. The 51 million people you've got to work through over your lifetime. If you don't make it this year, it's not a problem. This is an accumulating system. You don't start at 0 at the beginning of each year as you do in some. No, this is 21st century stuff. None of us wants to start at 0 in January. What you've built here at DuePoint during 2018 is what you're going to start on at the beginning of 2019. So if you get to 80% of the way to rank 9 in 2018, that's fine. You can get the last 20% in 2019. And so we have 2 guarantees at DuePoint. The first guarantee is everyone who persists, everyone who sticks it out will go rank 9 in DuePoint. Everyone. But we also have the second guarantee that everybody who quits will never go rank 9. Those are our the only 2 guarantees we give at DuePoint, because it's an accumulating system. We got back from our trip now about 2 weeks ago. We got a great set of videos from that. We'll show you some of them. But also, we're going to be going again in December. This is the kind of thing we're going to do. Take a look and see if the price is higher than the prize.
All of your wind has gone, and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sand where no one can see. You stand on at the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up.
Looks like it should be okay. Yeah? We had a fantastic trip there with a whole lot of rank 9s. Who's going to be with us at the end of this year? That's your decision. That's your decision. It's a long journey, but is the price worth the price? At rank 11, we give you another useful tool. It's your own car. It is not branded. It's not rented to you. You don't finance it through us, so we don't give it to you and then take it away a month later or a year later. No, it's your car. And we hope that you will use it to build your freedom with us here. Every month, as part of our training program, we run what are called wealth quests. They're little bite-sized chunks of training that should help you get off the ground quickly or build better foundations in your channel. Every month they're different, and every month you have the opportunity of being rewarded for completing them with tools that you're going to need. Smartphones, tablets, data, smart TVs, all of these tools that you can gather up for yourselves, create a toolkit for yourself here at DuePoint. This month, because we know that one of the tools you need is money because you spent all of it over Christmas, this month, if you can put 20 people on your first point and get them paid by the end of January, that's one person per working day this month. If you can do that, you, on top of your returns and rewards, will be rewarded with 10,000 Rand. One person every working day this month. It's the 17th. We still got 14 days in this month. I think it's quite possible that we're going to have many people getting that 10,000 Rand this month. Can you get them in and get them paid by the end of the month? That's the reward and challenge this month. So people ask me the question, where do we get the money to fund all of this? Folks, it's pretty simple. Traditional financial services space, we spend hundreds of millions advertising to you. TV, billboards, radio stations, etc. Hundreds of millions. We build it into the price of your products. When you pay your banking fees, your car insurance, your funeral cover, you are paying for next month's marketing. That's how we do the maths around it. Now, at DuePoint, we've done exactly the same thing. We built the cost of this business into the products, into the product prices here. But the only difference is we do zero marketing. We never advertise. You are never going to see or hear from us outside of this building. That's probably why many of you haven't heard of us to this point in time. Instead, we use you. You go out and connect people to us. And as a result, all that money we would have spent on SABC, DSTV, etc., is now available for you and your channel. Having created channels for us, we then come along as DuePoint and we facilitate the purchase of 3 products into your channel. This is a good month for you to have come to DuePoint because next month the prices are going up. And they go up on an annual basis, which means that your price will only go up next year, January. So it's a good time to be here. Our first product is our Access Wealth Plan. Our Access Wealth Plan costs 299 Rand a month. For that, you get 2 independent products. The first one is your very own tax-free investment account, into which we take 100 of your 299 and we put it into the investment account for you. Folks, you can draw that money at any time. There's no notice periods, no waiting periods, no penalty fees for you withdrawing your money. So the actual cost of this product is only 199 Rand a month. For that 199, you get 110,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover as well. Our second product is our Wealth Guard product. It's 274 Rand a month at the moment. It'll be more next month. Again, I just remind you, it's a good month to be here. 274 Rand gets you 1.1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. That means if you die in an accident, your beneficiaries get 1.1 million Rand. Now, folks, we do not cover death via illness or natural causes here because of our primary objective. Remember, our primary objective was to create income in the hands of South Africans. If we add illness or natural causes to any of our products, then we are going to have to risk assess everyone you bring to us. What do they do? What are their conditions, pre-existing conditions? Where do they live? How old are they? And we're going to price every one of them differently, and half the people you bring here we're not even going to be able to cover. This is seriously going to hamper our primary objective. But because we cover accident death only, every single person you bring to DuePoint, we can put under cover immediately. Our third product is our Wealth Points Buyers Club. For 274 Rand a month, you get access to our leverage as a 66-year-old insurance company. We go to hosts of different suppliers, data, retail, motor manufacturers and sellers, gyms, entertainment, takealot.com, gifts, you name it, salons, we go to them and we get the best prices, discounts, rates, services, account managers, packages that we can get because we're a corporate, and that would be very difficult for you to get as an individual. For 274 Rand a month, you get access to all of those supplies. It's our non-insurance, non-financial product. We love it dearly, and we think it is great in the South African context. So, folks, that is DuePoint. You made it through the 45 minutes with me. Congratulations. We've locked the doors. You now have to make a decision. Is it in or is it out? The decision for us is not really about DuePoint. I think that we have proven ourselves over the last 2 years to be what we say we are. Today is a decision about whether you're willing to take your free time and convert it into money in a different kind of way. People are afraid of doing that. They are. And when they get down to the work of it, it is hard work, and so people they give up at that point. We don't want that. What we want is for you to pick up this tool and start levering a different kind of financial freedom for yourselves. One that you're in control of, not one that someone else is in control of. If you want to become a wealth engineer with us, it's super simple. You go to our website, DuePoint.net, click the apply button, fill out the form, no money having parted from your hands, and you're a wealth engineer. From that moment forward, you can start building your channel with us. Folks, if you're serious about the business, get the tools. These are not profit centers for us. Go and get our USB stick with our presentation on it. Go to the information counter or order them at info@DuePoint.net and we'll have them delivered to you. Get a set of business cards, custom made. This set of business cards costs us $5,000. Not us, but it would cost you $5,000 if you went to get it. It's on beautiful paper, custom printed for you. But because we're able to buy them in bulk, we're able to get them at 645 Rand for 500 for you. Get the business cards. They're a powerful form of legitimization of your channel and a tool of connection that you can use. Get the backup battery for your phone so your batteries don't die when you're filling application forms out. You want to have the tools. Get them at our counter or order them. Folks, we want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's your #1 form of connection with us. Guys, I cannot emphasize that enough. DuePoint is fully online. We want you to use our YouTube channel. Subscribe, it's free, and you'll know what's going on at DuePoint all the time. Download our app. It's free as well. Use our free Wi-Fi or wherever you are. Download it onto your phone. It's not a large application, and you will be connected into your channel in real time. Minute by minute, second by second, you can see what's going on in your channel. Your tools are there. Your training is there, and I beg you to do the training. Go away and watch the training, and you'll become experts at this business. And all your documentational and personal details are there. It is also one of the forms of how we communicate with you. So have that app on your phone before you leave today. Then, at the top of your app, in the top left-hand corner, you'll find your name. Click your name. Your profile will load. Click on the little photo button there. Take a picture of yourself, just head and neck. And if you do it and upload it into your profile, you're going to immediately get 1,000 XP. Before you've walked out of the door of wherever you are today, you could be 1,000 XP towards your next rank up in our XP Rewards program. Super easy. Get yourselves on the road today. Folks, you know what to do. I want to get you on track with what not to do as well. There's 5 things I want you to remember. Read our code of conduct, but these are the 5 things I want you to remember. Firstly, do not become a wealth engineer if you cannot afford to be one. Guys, there's costs involved. You're going to be driving around connecting people. You're going to be using data in this business. If this is going to make life worse for you, don't do it. If you do not have access to the internet, folks, you don't have at least a semi-smartphone, this business is going to be very difficult for you. We're completely online. There's no paper application forms or brochures here. There aren't. It's all online. You've got to be able to know how to use the computer. And if, folks, you have struggled with transport, in other words, you're always reliant on other people, you don't have access to public transport or your own car, then this business is going to be hard because you're going to be connecting people and you're going to have to move. And so, folks, if you don't have these 3 things, then don't become a wealth engineer. But if you do have these 3 things and you do become a wealth engineer, then the #1 thing I don't want you doing is ever filling out our application form on behalf of somebody else. This is a contract with us. It is illegal to fill it out on behalf of someone else. It's a criminal offense. In that application form, you are going to sign today terms and conditions, and being a wealth engineer, you're going to sign and agree to terms and conditions for your products, and you're going to give me the authorization to debit your bank account. You cannot sign that on behalf of somebody else. Everyone must fill out their own application forms. Folks, do not add anybody to your channel who lives in the same house as you. That's a family member. This is an anti-fraud measure we have. If you live in a house with granny and aunt and kids and then you want to sign them all up, you can't. In the DuePoint system, you'll have to leave and cleave them, the biblical concept of kicking them out the house. Send them on their way, then they can become part of your channel. Husbands and wives work under one W number, one contract with us. All right, talk to your lead wealth engineer if you want more details on that. And then, folks, we have set you free from the responsibility of marketing and advertising. Please do not go out and start your own Facebook pages that are entitled DuePoint. You are not DuePoint, okay? No DuePoint Johannesburg, DuePoint in Mpumalanga, DuePoint Witbank, DuePoint KZN. You are none of these things. You don't know how many laws you are breaking when you do that. Use your personal Facebook pages, and you're welcome to engage with people about DuePoint. But no need to advertise beyond your personal social media, okay? And then, folks, take responsibility for the people you put in your channels. They're not DuePoints. We often get people saying, why aren't you looking after my people? Because that's not my job. My job is right here on the stage and doing all the administration in the background. Your job is to take responsibility for your people. Don't send them to presentations without you. Make sure you bring them. Make sure they understand their product, the system, everything that's here before they start building. Okay, take responsibility for your people. Folks, on the 10th of February, we're running our second birthday party. We have a conference. It's our national annual conference. We're calling it Converge this year. It's our recognition of all of our performers throughout the year of 2017. It is going to be an amazing evening. If you've been to anything DuePoint, you will know that we pull all the stops out. It's at an incredible venue at the top of one of the skyscrapers in Sandton City this year. It is going to be amazing. But to come, you've got to be ranked 4. And if you rank 4 and above, you've got to buy a ticket before they run out. I can't put any more emphasis on that. I think returns and rewards are being paid today. If you've been waiting for that, the first thing you buy with your returns and rewards is your ticket to the conference. Wealth engineers, you know where you are, you know what you've got to do. If you want to bring someone with you, make sure you've got a ticket for them, and make sure you get as many of your wealth engineers to rank 4 by the end of January so they can join us at this incredible event. Do not delay. You will regret it. And then, folks, this Saturday, most importantly, probably one of the most important development seminars we're going to run this year is our product development seminar. Every once a month, we run on the third Saturday a live training session out of this presentation room. This Saturday is the third Saturday of January, and we're going to be doing updates for 2018. The new prices, the new benefits, all the details of our products. I'm going to do proper training. It's probably going to take me an hour and a half this Saturday. We're starting at 9 o'clock. You can tune in live, obviously, around the country. Please, wealth engineers, gather your channels together on Saturday morning. No excuses. No, I've got my 6-year-old soccer match. I've got my 8-year-old soccer match. I will be here. Okay, make this a priority. We're going to be talking the products. People need to understand what they're buying, how to talk about them, and what's happening in 2018 with them. So 9 o'clock, book your tickets, guys, online. They're free, but just book your seat because it's going to be packed out here. And guys, tune in online around the country. 9 o'clock we get started. We should be done by 10:30 this Saturday morning. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see how serious we are about DuePoint here. We have done a hell of a lot of work here. We've put a lot of money in it. We've got the best expertise in the country in this building to be part of the economic solution in South Africa. We don't have excuses anymore. We don't have the luxury of excuses anymore in South Africa. We are up the creek without a paddle. And this revolution, this economic revolution everybody talks about, it's not going to happen in the Houses of Parliament. You all know that. It's not going to happen in the banks. It's going to happen with us on the ground. We have to fix our economic position. And we want you to join us in being part of the solution. If you've got questions or concerns today, come and ask us. Ask the people who brought you, ask me and my staff. Send us questions via info@DuePoint.net. But get your questions answered and then pick up this tool and get out there and start changing your future with us. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to see you all outside, and thanks for all of you who've tuned in live today.